All right, people, go onto YouTube, type Michael Kayode. Go on, I'll let you guys do that while I wait. You're probably going to see things about his long throw-ins, right? Or am I off the mark here? It's nothing to do with his defending, his 1v1 decision making, his positioning, his athleticism, his pace, his strength. Nope, it's probably going to be about the throw-ons, right? Now, I'm not here to say that that's not a tactical weapon. I'm also not here to say that Brentford haven't had shots from these throw-ins. I'm not also here to say that they haven't scored goals from said throw-ins. But Michael Kayode is more than just a long throw. I promise you that. He's also a player who was nominated for Premier League Young Player of the Season. He's also amongst the top fullbacks this season for chances created. He's also amongst the top fullbacks for successful dribbles per 90 minutes in the Premier League. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Kayode is more than just a long throw. And today, we're going to prove that. We're going to prove that. So stay tuned, stay locked in. Let's get it. Now, context first, because Kayode doesn't just play for any team in the Premier League, he plays for Brentford. And Brentford under Keith Andrews play a style of football that is direct, vertical and relentless. It's designed to get the ball forward as quickly as possible and create chaos in the final third. Kayode is the engine on the right side of that chaos. His role demands he pushes forward constantly, overlapping, crossing, pressing, recovering, and then doing it all over again. When Brentford win the ball back, the instruction is simple. Play to Igor Thiago immediately and attack the space. And Kayode's job is to make sure that that right channel is always a threat. Joined Brentford from Fiorentina in January 2025. Before that, the Juventus Academy, then Gozzano in Serie D. Then Fiorentina's Academy from 2021. He won the 2023 Under-19 Euros with Italy, scoring the winning goal against Portugal in the final. He made his Serie A debut aged only 18. He is not a player who stumbled into this level. Trust me when I say he has earned it. And now, in his first full season of Premier League football, he is making the whole division take notice. Okay, on to the fun stuff. Let's look at his strengths. And I think we should start off with his attacking element, because I feel like this is where the misconception with Kayode runs quite deep. He's a player who grew up playing actually as a winger, and he idolized players like Ronaldinho, Neymar, and then he became a defender, but he never forgot how to attack like a forward. His quick, powerful, and slightly unorthodox running style makes him genuinely unpredictable. And he knows it. When he carries the ball, defenders cannot read his movement because it doesn't follow the typical fullback pattern. He became the first Brentford player ever to create 6 chances from open play in a single Premier League match. That's showing his level of creativity, and this is from the right back position, where he's not someone that we would associate with getting a lot of assists, or someone that we would say is someone who's going to get you quite a few goals for your team. But this shows that put him in the right system, put him in the right team, put him under the right structure, he can definitely do damage. So when we're looking at him defensively, his athleticism is the foundation of everything. Legs similar to Aaron Wan-Bissaka in how he uses them to steal the ball, and he's got top recovery pace that allows him to get caught high up the pitch and still get back in time. A bit like Carl Walker in terms of the recovery runs, they're not quite uncommon with him. His upper body strength is also notable. He holds off physical opponents well, and his broad frame allows him to cover space and close angles in 1v1 situations in a way that relies on intelligence as much as pace. And then, of course, it's the long throw. I think that's something that we really can't get away from. It's part of the game. The difference is it's not his whole game, and Kayode himself is smart enough to use it tactically rather than just launching it every single time. He seems to read where the goalkeeper's position is. He reads the defensive shape. Sometimes he goes short, creates a 2-on-1 in terms of crosses. Sometimes he targets the near post for a flick on. Sometimes he launches it to the far post where space has opened up. Brentford have scored 5 goals from throw-ins this season. That is not luck, that is strategy. And Kayode is the architect every single one. So we have to look at the other side of the coin, and that is his weaknesses, because every player does have those. We can't pretend otherwise, because it does nobody any favours. Sometimes Kayode chooses to drive forward when recycling the ball would be a smarter option. His desire to take risks, which is a genuine strength in the right moments, becomes a weakness when it leads to turnovers in advanced areas. For Brentford, who are built to counter-press and recover those turnovers quickly, it's manageable. But at a more possession-based side, that recklessness would be exposed more consistently. His crossing, while it has improved this season, is clearly something he needs to work on consciously with Thiago and Kevin Shard. It's still quite inconsistent. He can deliver excellent crosses when he has time and space. Under pressure, the quality does drop. Listen, at 21 years of age, his positional discipline when Brentford are out of possession and opponents look to exploit the space he vacates is still a work in progress. These are not terminal flaws, they are just growing pains of a young player learning his position at the highest level. Every one of them is coachable, but they are real. Right, so my verdict is, listen, Kayode is one of the more complete young fullbacks, especially in the Premier League right now. The long throws, it's real, but it is the least interesting thing about him. The dribbling, the creativity, the defensive intelligence, the physical profile. This is a player who at 21 years old is already producing numbers that most fullbacks never reach at their peak. Brentford have something genuinely special here, and when the big clubs come calling, and to be honest, it looks like this summer they will, Kayode will not be remembered as the long throw guy. He'll be remembered as the fullback who was far more than anyone gave him credit for. Let me know in the comments, which club do you think is the right move for Kayode? And if you haven't watched the Palestra or Sangare or Kamara videos, guys, make sure you check them out. Smash the like, share it out. Same energy, different story. See you guys soon, man. Peace.